be doing your yearly 2019 reading, and I'm going to be doing a 12 card spread. 12 cards for 12 months, each card for each month for the whole year for a Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And then I'm also going to do one card to wrap up the year for the center lesson, and so that'll just be from the Spirit Song Tarot, which works through animals. So I'll get started on shuffling and see what's coming up for you guys. What's ahead for Libra? Alright, one more. And split that. Alright. Alright, and then I'll do this last card. Alright, Libra. What are we gonna pick? There we go. Okay. And before we begin, I'm going to start with an energy clearing. Alright. Let's get started. So for the first card of January 2018, we got Memories of Love. So, seems like you could be heading into the new year, really thinking about all the memories you've had in the past year of 2018. Maybe there's a lot of fond, kindred memories you're kind of holding on to. You maybe had some really fun, amazing times, and you know, maybe made some new friendships and made some precious memories with friends and family, and you're just really holding those memories close to you and probably hoping and wishing that this new year is going to create some more fond and loving memories. And the green here too is connected with the emotional realm, so I'm definitely getting that, you know, you're really feeling that you want to create some really warm memories this year, since maybe this past 2018 you've already had some really fond, loving memories and you're ready to create space for more. So definitely recommending hold some space, because there's plenty more room for more positive memories to grow. And then in February we have Love Begins. So it seems like you're going through this time where you're putting a lot of love into maybe different areas of your life. You could be putting love into your work, into your hobbies, into your relationships with friends or family, or if you're in a coupled relationship, you could be really just putting in a lot of love and effort into that relationship, because it's giving you a lot in return and it's reflecting a lot back to you, and there's just a lot of bliss and harmony just being shared, and all around there's just love happening in a lot of different areas in your life. And within starting this new year, it's a perfect time to put in a lot of love into what you enjoy and what makes you happy. So yeah, and I definitely, the number 1 on this card in numerology, it means like new beginnings and just like, you know, there's like a big journey awaiting ahead of you. There's also, for the other symbols in numerology, for the number 1, it also symbolizes, you know, initiation and leadership, self and courage and willpower. So if you're starting some projects, you definitely want to be courageous in how you're going to move forward with them, and just continue to carry that love and that effort, and that will move you through. And then in March we have Triumph. So yeah, it's like you're like this person, like how you see there's this man on this horse. You're just blazing through the year, just charging ahead, like you know what you want and what you ideal and what you're passionate and what you love, and you're ready to just go for it and, you know, set, you know, your destination, and really, like, you know, put in the effort to get to where you want to go, and, you know, you'll come out victorious in that process. And it's, if you stay focused on the destination, then you'll end up exactly where you need to go. But it's all about staying focused and not getting distracted. So that's one thing that is very important to do when you're determined to get somewhere that you feel in your heart is where you need to be. And then in April, we have emotional withdrawal. So seems like there's going to be some moments where it'll be very important for you to take some space for yourself, to reflect on your feelings, you know, everything you've went through within this past new year, and maybe within even 2018, all the growth that you've had to go through, maybe some pain that you have dealt with in the past, and really do some healing work, and really just take the time to, you know, go over all the feelings that you have been maybe neglecting, and just have some alone time to really tend to those feelings and be attentive to them, and just ask yourself, you know, what is it that you need to work on and what you're feeling, and what is it that you maybe need to release and surrender to, so you can make some space for yourself for what's coming. But when you can make that space, then there's going to be plenty of room for the healing to set in. So that's what I'm getting from that. And then in May, we have material harvest. The red is the color for the physical realm. And as you can see, this gentleman in this picture, he is abundant. He has everything he needs, and he is comfortable. So whatever projects you're setting your mind to, or whatever career you're getting involved in, whatever you're passionate about that you are starting and initiating this year, you're going to be very successful in, and you're going to reap the rewards, and you will come out abundant from it, whether it's abundance in finances, or just abundance in your health, or just like being completely aligned with yourself in all areas of your life that needed that work and that effort. But whatever it is, you're going to come out strong, you're going to emanate so much light, and you're going to be very content with the results because you worked hard to get to that place. And it's going to be very fruitful for you. So, and 9 is also a number in numerology of completion. So whatever you started, you will complete, and you're going to reap the rewards from. And then in June, we have intuition. So this is signifying that to continue to keep listening to your inner voice, your inner calling, your intuition, it never lies. If your intuition has already guided you this far and you've already been getting such positive results from it, that means it's a sign to keep continuing what you're doing. Keep listening, keep tuning into yourself, and know that, you know, you're right to stay on track with yourself in this way. You're right to listen to your voice, because if you didn't listen to your voice, then you wouldn't have made all these positive accomplishments in your life. So I'm just getting that as long as you just, like, you know, you stay clear within yourself, and you really listen to yourself, and you pay attention to those signs when your intuition speaks, when that comes up, and to just like be present in those moments, then, you know, you'll manage to stay on the right track. And also number 2 on here for numerology also signifies balance and duality, partnership and choices, opposition and reflection, diversity. So as long as you stay balanced within yourself, because as being a Libra, you guys are all about, you know, you're the scales, you're all about the balance, and you're all about your relationships. So as long as you can stay balanced in what you're doing and how you're going about your relationships and your situations, then, you know, all that really matters is that, you know, you're staying clear within yourself, you're being true to yourself and following what your intuition is telling you, you're listening to your instincts, and you're balancing how you go about, you know, taking that energy and applying it in other areas to balance your relationships, and what, you know, and how you're going to go about putting in actions in the areas that you've been dedicating your time to. So yeah, just keep listening to your intuition. So far, it's just been guiding you on the right track, and it will continue to. And then in July, we have accelerated motion. And the purple is the color for spirituality in this deck. So yeah, I mean, whatever you're putting your energy and effort into right now, whatever projects or work or relationships, it's just going to take off and accelerate and go into such a, like, you know, it's going to pick up in speed, and it's going to set off in the direction that you're hoping it's going to, and it's going to flourish in ways that you never maybe imagined it would at the speed that it's going. But as long as you keep putting your heart into what you're doing and you keep staying focused, then it's going to keep striving and taking off into the direction that you're setting it into. So, you know, there's a lot of hope for you, Libra. There's a lot of possibilities here. There's a universe of possibilities awaiting for you, but it seems like, you know, your heart is in the right place, and that is why whatever you're doing is going to come out very successful, and it's going to really pick up in the speed of how it's going, and it's going to give you some really, like, how should I put this, like, really desirable results. And then in August, we have movement, choices, and decisions. So it seems like you might reach a point this summer where it's time to figure out what you're going to do next in this big shift in your life. Maybe it's time to move and pick a new place to live. Maybe it's time to settle down and get married. Maybe it's time to, like, grow a garden. If you've been envisioning, like, starting this beautiful garden, you know, summer's a perfect time to plant some seeds and create a beautiful garden. Or whatever it is, like, it seems like you have some big ideas going on, and you're trying to figure out, okay, like, what to invest my time, energy, and money into. Like, what's the next big decision I need to make? So the best thing to do is to weigh out your options, weigh the pros and cons, and really evaluate over, you know, what is the wisest decision that relates more to what you need to focus on right now. If it means it's time to move and travel because maybe the environment you're in has already given you what you need, but it's not going to provide you what you're seeking in the next following steps of what you're trying to create, then maybe it's time to move and go into a new environment and try something completely new so you can expand your horizons and make more connections and just find what you need that can provide more sustenance for what you're creating. And if you are wanting to settle down, then don't be afraid to commit and marry, because, you know, it's just like, if you've been in this relationship for a while and you guys have already grown together quite a lot, then maybe it is time to settle down. It is time to marry. You know, whatever your heart is feeling that it's the right time to do and that's telling you this is what needs to happen, then that's what you need to listen to make that right decision. But really, like I said, slow down to really reflect on which area is the most important to be present with and to, you know, move towards to make that decision, because you don't want to put something, you want to prioritize, okay? Because it's like when you're making a huge decision, there's like, you have these multiple options of which one you're going to go with. So I would just, you know, like I said, weigh the pros and cons, balance it out, and figure out which one makes more sense to go with during that time in your life. And when you can figure that out, then that's when you'll come to an answer and you'll make a wise decision on what's the best decision to make during that time, so then you get the most healthiest outcome in that way. So that's what I'm receiving on that. Just don't rush it. Take your time and really, like I said, reevaluate the whole situation and go over it slowly to figure out, like I said, what makes more perfect sense for you in that moment to, you know, make a healthier decision instead of rushing into one. And then in September we have Universe. So in the tarot, this would be the world. So, you know, after you make a big shift in your life and you make those decisions and you move forward, there's a world of opportunity out there, and the universe is always on your side. When you stay tuned in with yourself and you stay in sync with yourself and you listen to your intuition and you do what's right for yourself, then the universe will always provide for you. It's always going to be there for you, and it's always going to guide you back on the right track. So to just know that, like, there's so many possibilities awaiting for you in this upcoming summer and this future, and there's a lot for you to dive deep into and really open up to energetically, because it seems like you have a lot of opportunities awaiting you. So just to, like, be open to that in that way. And then in October we have Shadow. So the shadow in the tarot is the moon. So maybe in October you might be conflicted within yourself on, maybe there's just some internal turmoil going on between your, you know, because this is the sun and moon, your yin, your yang, you know, your ego and your emotional self. So maybe there's some things you have to balance out within yourself that have been needing some work that you haven't, like, taken the time to shed the light on, because maybe things have gotten a little confusing in that area within your feelings and within your thoughts. So, you know, because you don't want to be battling yourself, right? Because as a Libra, you're all about harmony and balance. So if you're about harmony and balance, you always want to tune in within yourself and make sure that there's harmony and balance in all areas within yourself and how you're relating with yourself, right? So to just ask yourself, like, is your shadow kind of nitpicking at you in ways that are maybe there's thoughts trying to tell you, oh, whatever changes you're making, it's not going to work, or, you know, maybe you're lacking some confidence in yourself. There could be a lot of different things. Or there's people just taking from you. There's people that are the shadow in your life and are energetically taking from your well. It could be a lot of different things, and it can also be like illusion. You know, like maybe there's things you're believing, but they're not real, and it's all just an illusion. But whatever it is, to just not be afraid to face it and sit with it and make peace with it, and just know that it's there for a reason, and it's just meant to teach you a lesson and to not harm you. You know, it can only harm you if you allow it to. So just be present in that way. And then in November we have Trapped in Fear, and this is in the intellectual realm, in the mind. So maybe there is like some kind of darkness kind of weighing on you in some way, especially if it's mentally. That's what I'm getting. Like something is mentally weighing on you that is trapping you in fear and confusing you. And maybe you're just worried that maybe you're not going to get the results that you're dreaming of having, or maybe you're just worried that a relationship isn't going to go in the direction that you're hoping for. It could be a lot of different things. Or maybe you're worried about finances, or you're worried about maybe making that move that you made wasn't the best decision. It could be a lot of different things. So I would just know, see those fears and worries when they come up. Take the time to meditate and sit with it, and know that there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to be afraid of. You don't need to be trapped in those illusions, because the results from the past have already shown you, like, you're making incredible progress, Libra. So just know that, you know, a lot of people go through these struggles and it's just a phase. It doesn't need to be something that stays with you. You can shed it, you can let it go, and you can rise above these very negative thought patterns. And then in December, to wrap up the year, we have base chakra, the root chakra. So I feel like, you know, you're ending the year, you know, being strong in your foundation, you know, being in your survival mode, but you're balancing it in a way where you're being practical with your life and you're very secure in it, and you know, like, you can have what you desire. And you know, and I'm honestly getting that whatever you're searching for in a career, materialistically, or just in finances or in a home, you're gonna have that. And if you're seeking to like balance your root chakra, the best way to do that is through exercising, to get energy flowing through your body, and to just know when you take care of yourself within, then everything in your life will be taken care of on the outside. So just not forget that that's very important for you to be able to strive forward in these new beginnings ahead of you, but to not fret or worry, because everything is lining up for you and you are creating a better life for yourself. So those thoughts don't have to keep weighing on you of, are these issues with money going to keep coming up? Am I going to have to keep feeling like I have to fight to survive, or whatever it is? There's no need to think that way. Everything is going to be okay, Libra. You honestly have a lot to be excited about. And then to wrap up for the lesson, so we have the 6 of crystals for the lesson of the year to wrap it up. And it's reversed. Synergy and gratitude are the key words. And in the tarot, the crystals would be for the pentacles or coins. And they symbolize manifestation, clarity, and abundance. And it's tied into the energy of livelihood and materialism, and the element is earth. And so the 6 of crystals symbolize in the reading, because I'm going to read this to you, are, let's see here, hold on. Okay, here's the message. Peaceful and social, Meerkat watches out for his community. He's a creature of kinship whose harvests success by working alongside others. Meerkat knows that by combining resources and ideas, balance can be maintained in the greater collective. Meerkat is your guide in establishing the spiritual power required to help guide people along their pathway. You are thoughtful and caring by nature, and even the smallest gesture of kindness can make a big difference. Works from the heart and merge talents to reach goals. Revel in the warmth of accomplishment that comes from producing things that inspire. Remain in your own truth and be aware of anyone who may take advantage of your generosity. Keywords: insecurity, greed, injustice. Yeah, so to clarify all that, Libra, you have a lot to be confident about, and there's no need to be insecure about how this year is going to go for you, because you're the one creating it and you're creating very positive changes for yourself. But to be mindful from anyone who is taking from you energetically in ways that are going to harm you. And once you become present and aware with that, then you'll really have nothing to worry about for this year, okay? All right, Libra. Well, I hope this was very helpful. I feel like you have a really splendid year ahead of you, and there's a lot to be excited about. If you want to do a one-on-one reading with me, you can go to the description link box below and go to my Instagram, Mystic Yasmin, and send me a message. And I hope you guys have a happy new year and enjoy the rest of your day.